Glad to have you along from Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. What a showdown we have in store. A couple of Big 12 teams squaring off in what could prove to be a huge game. It's the Kansas Jayhawks and the Utah Utes. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer here in the booth. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines, and we check in with her right now.
Kyle Whittingham went out with a bang at the University of Utah. An 11-2 season, the Utes were a terrific team, just falling short of the college football playoff. But now, under the leadership of true Ute, Morgan Scalley, we'll see if Utah can run it back this season and get into the playoff championship picture. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Here comes the heat. And he needed a little bit wider field as that one falls out of bounds.
Well, he did what he was coached to do, and he threw it away, but you can see he's frustrated with himself. He knows he's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the country, and I think he's wishing he had that play back, as he might have been able to take off and scramble, and who knows what could have happened for the offense.
They get him stopped, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Jayhawks will send out the punt unit. Slips through the line. They stop him immediately, flying down the field and get to him before he can even get started. So the Utah Utes offense will now get its first chance with the football. Something to watch in this game, will he be able to attack this secondary, particularly the one corner that has had his share of issues? Tells the play fake, wants to throw on 1st down. It's dropped after taking the hit.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Long way to go on 2nd down. Quarterback keep. Nice move to keep running. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
Nice job by this defense, stringing along the option, not letting him make a decision right away, and that's why they could corral to the football, get him on the ground, and make sure that option didn't get a big gain.
It's 3rd and 5. This quarterback part of their running game. He did everything he could to find enough running room, but he'll be stopped about 3 yards short of the 1st down marker. It's 4th down.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Punt is in the air. Looks it in. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Can't hold on in the face of the contact.
I love the quick decision that QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Taken down.
Hey, I like this by the offense. Nice job of not forcing it, having to throw the football. Now you make it 3rd and manageable and put your offense in a better position to succeed. That's a nice 2nd down play.
This is why Rice-Eccles, one of the toughest places to play in all the country. Try to get your 3rd down conversion in the midst of this. Bought a little time, lets it go. And they're not on the same page there.
You talked to the coaches coming into this one. They know field position was going to be a huge factor for them winning this one. They had a really nice punt earlier in this game. Great job getting down and covering it. Won't surprise me if they decide to play it safe again here on fourth.
And the Jayhawks will try to pin them back with the punt. That first punt was a beauty. They'd take another one just like it. Fields the punt. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Scoreless as we head into the second quarter. First play of the period will be a second down. They'll send the tight end in motion. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Looking downfield, it's Dampier. Finds his big tight end. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down.
It's a scoreless game, but it feels like after that completion, that may finally break. It's been tough sledding for both of these offenses. That time, they had the matchup they wanted. They took the shot. Really nice throw. Maybe that's the play that generates the first points of this game.
From the gun. Breaks into the open. He'll be stopped at the 16-yard line. It's enough for a first down in the red zone. The Utes come to the line with a new set of downs. They give running right is Parker. Here's a look. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
And the Utes are threatening on first and goal. Now we get a timeout called by the Jayhawks. It's their first. And they're really frustrated having to use that after giving up the first down. Ball is at the 3-yard line, first and goal as they look for the first score of the day. They'll run with Parker. Swamped immediately. Kansas will take a timeout. That's their second. They'll get together to decide how to play this second down. Can the D deny them on second and goal? This time they'll throw it. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Utes! Into the end zone for 6.
Well, this offense needed a touchdown. No doubt that was the guy the QB was going to be looking for on that play.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. A 69-yard touchdown drive, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking downfield, it's Marshall. The throw. Out wide right, it's Cox. Makes the catch, but goes no further, and it'll be a short pickup on that one.
Yeah, he threw a little hitch route. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Wide receiver, quarterback. Nice job being on the same page. Nice completion, nice catch.
After the 4-yard completion on first down, now it's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. They're all over it. And down he goes. The defense bringing the heat. Timeout call by the Utes. That's their first. They'll take a moment to gather their thoughts and put together a plan for this 3rd down play. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Finds his man open. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45.
And you just wonder now, is that the play that's finally going to wake this offense up? They've been sluggish throughout the entire first half, but could that be the thing that finally just gives them a little bit of a jolt and leads them to scoring some points here before this half is over?
Out wide left, it's McMillan. Now the Jayhawks have exhausted their complement of timeouts. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. Back to throw, time running short in the half. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. Utah now calls a timeout. They'll have one left. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long, this one from the 44. Back to throw, it's Marshall. Bought a little time, lets it go. Quickly out to the tight end. Now the Utes take a timeout, and they don't have any more left. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. The Jayhawks will bring the punt team onto the field. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return. And the punt goes out of bounds. We'll see where the officials spot it, but they certainly gave them no opportunity for a return. First play of this drive. Turns it upfield. Oh, he's got some space. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
All right, guys, a delightful first 2 quarters today from there in Salt Lake City. Back and forth we've gone so far, and these numbers, it's funny, 3rd down conversions don't always tell the story. Maybe staying out of those situations in the second half is the safest pathway to victory. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas at Rice-Eccles Stadium.
And the Jayhawks will line up to kick off and start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Utah has it back on the offense coming onto the field. Quick give. And he got 5 yards on the play, 2nd and 5 coming. After a good pickup on the run, it's second down. Here's a give to Parker. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Selling the run, but he wants to throw it. Got his man on the right. Hey, what about that move to pick up a couple of extra yards? He's down at the 38. The Utes with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. There he goes. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially in the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
And the Utes are flying down the field. Off play action on first down. Not quite in rhythm there, incomplete.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working, ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
They'll need a bunch on second down. The run inside. It's Parker.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Ton of ground to cover here on third and long. Might as well run him again. Got enough for the first down. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football, and you got to just keep getting positive yards. You got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
Sells the run, wants to pass. Great job to separate the ball from the receiver there.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Pulls and fires complete to the right. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this third period. We've reached a break. It's Utah holding the lead. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after three quarters. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. After swapping ends of the field, that gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Utah! Got it right in the heart of the end zone.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a two-possession lead.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point is true, and they have a two-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they close the deal with a 20-yard pass for 6. He'll start the return inside his 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. The Jayhawks rock out to start this drive. Back to pass, it's Marshall. Left side, it's McMillan.
And in this situation late when you need 2 touchdowns to win the game, everything's going to have to be downfield. So I like the idea in this 2-minute drive, throwing it that way. Let's keep it going, keep our pedal to the metal here.
The completion picked up 6 yards on first down, now 2nd and 4. Takes a snap, wants to throw. On the move. He'll pull it down. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34.
Most offensive coordinators want to be really aggressive on 2nd and short. And I love the quarterback here. He drops back the pass thinking being aggressive. Nothing available, scramble, give me an easy first down.
Lining up from the 34 on first down. Fresh set of downs going up top. Throws to the wideout. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. 2nd down, gonna throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Pickett. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
And this offense has not had much to cheer about. There's something right there. Let's see if they can string a couple of plays together. Listen, this game's probably over, but this offense has got to find some kind of a rhythm, something they can hang their hat on, so that moving forward, this offense has an identity.
Unleashes one. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with an out.
Dropping back, it's Marshall. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab, it's Pickett. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31. Now we get a timeout called by the Jayhawks. It's their first. And they can take a moment to try to build a little momentum, get the right play called after picking up the first down. Had to force that one.
Got to give this defense a lot of credit because even down to the last seconds of this football game, we're seeing outstanding effort. QB taking a shot down the middle of the field. There's a defender swatting it away. They have had this quarterback's number all game long, and that's why they're winning this game.
2nd and long here. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Right down the middle. Makes the catch. They will score. Touchdown, Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Yeah, and that's step one. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they top it off with a 31-yard toss for 6. Just under a minute and a half to play, and to have a shot, you got to believe they have to recover this onside kick.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Throws it off the RPO. Kansas will take a timeout. That's their 2nd. And now what will they come up with on this 2nd down play?
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
Pulls it on the option. Oh, what a move. He's got enough to move the chains, and that clock will keep moving, and they'll be able to run it out. Now the Jayhawks have exhausted their complement of timeouts. And that got under their skin a little bit, having to use the TO after giving up the first down. Don't want to risk anything here. The quarterback takes a knee.